Everyone, welcome to the Bob's Burgers After Show here on AFTERBUZZ TV, Season 7, Episode 11, 10? I don't know. I actually wrote down 10, but now I don't know if that's right. A Few Gurt Men. We'll be breaking down the episode, talking about what we liked and what we didn't like after the break.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Oh, yeah. I went to go try to confirm on my iPad what happened, and I have all these great, like, little tidbits up on my web browser, and it just crashed. Just decided that it was done with life.
Too much.
Yep. This one, at least I got the episode title right. I was just doing the Star Wars Rebels after show, and I just said I got the number right-ish. Numbering's confusing on Disney XD sometimes. Yeah, but I was like, I don't know. Anyway, hey guys, welcome to the Bob's Burgers After Show here on AFTERBUZZ TV. If you guys are watching on YouTube, thanks. It's a great way to check us out. But remember, you can also go on over to iTunes, listen to us there, give us a subscribe, leave us a review, makes us look good.
Tied up in a bow.
And then you can also like take us with you on the go, which is great. But if you are listening on iTunes, remember you can also watch us on YouTube, which is happening live right now.
Hashtag live.
8:30 p.m. Pacific time, most Sundays.
If you want to talk to us live times, that's right now.
Exactly, that's happening. You can also like watch the videos on YouTube after the fact.
It's true.
Which is also acceptable and a great thing to do. Yeah, guys, Andrew Mena.
Oh, that's me. Hey guys, I'm Andrew Mena. Wherever Andrew Menas are sold.
Yeah. How are you today, Andrew?
I'm doing fairly well. How about yourself, Emma?
Good. Yeah, I'm hanging in there.
Hanging in there?
Yeah, my brain is like all over the place today for some reason.
What would be a good word for that?
Yeah, it's like fuddled.
She's got a kerfuddled brain, but we're going to power through it.
Exactly.
It's Bob time.
Yes, it is. And Andrew, where can people find you?
You can find me on the internet, specifically at Twitter, at Andrew Mena. Go ahead there, follow me. Let's chat online, y'all.
Yeah, and I'm Emma Fyffe. I can be found at my name, which is Emma Fyffe. I like to keep things nice and simple.
Simple time.
So, Andrew, what did you think of this episode?
Oh, man. So I had a lot of fun. I actually didn't really know what this was going to be going into it. And within the first, 3 lines, you get everything you need. You're like, oh, here are the roles the children will be in over the course of this episode, and here we go. I love the introduction of the yogurt, the central conceit of this mad venture, and I love Gary Anthony Williams as our judge, as our resident. Just kind of, he's just so wacky. That it is. Yeah. And
what did they say? The somewhat respectable Judge Conklin.
Yes, exactly. I brought that on myself. But
yes,
okay.
Which apparently he had not been called in a long time, and then it just kind of stuck when I believe Gene addressed him as that.
Yes.
And I was right. It is actually episode 11. I don't know why I wrote down episode 10. I'm having a day right now.
Okay. Sometimes zeros look like ones. Binary.
Sometimes, man, numbers, guys, they're crazy. No, yeah, I enjoyed this episode too. I really liked that it initially started off as like the trial of the evil queen and Snow White.
I love that too, but in the fact that Louise shit throws out immediately, like, can we get a mistrial? This is stupid.
Yeah,
it was so exciting for us as like, oh, she's so learned.
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, I don't know if you guys ever did like mock trials or anything growing up.
Sort of.
Okay,
we did like the Lincoln Douglas sort of things.
Yeah, because I know like growing up that was sort of a popular thing for a mock trial, was to take these fairy tale stories, like people already know how it turned out. We know the evil queen is guilty.
Yeah.
I loved that
that's interesting.
Louise said about her, she was like, hold on, I wrote, she says, what am I supposed to do? Her first name is Evil.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, the deck's stacked against her already. Like,
yeah,
you're right.
So there's really nowhere that you can go with that, because again, it's like everybody already knows how the story ends, and especially when you're working with a jury of teenagers or kids. I mean, and
Yeah.
even though Tina was trying to be like, yeah, we're totally unbiased and somewhat mysterious and cool.
Yeah. Her laundry list of things she'd like to be.
you also are presented with people that already know how this story ends, and so they are naturally going to be biased. So the fact that, Louise did call for the mistrial was just, it was smart.
It was super smart. Yeah. I mean, if we're even going to like read into it like slightly more, like the idea that the children would be kind of like having to do a mock trial with this fairy tale is so interesting, because it's like, yeah, you're right. They all of the kids on the jury have the same perspective. They've all been fed the same narrative, essentially.
Yeah.
Which is like almost a comment upon the legal system in and of itself.
It kind of is.
So I don't know if Bob's going for the deep cuts, but I'm seeing some deep cuts.
But I do
on.
feel that is a definite possibility.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, while the Belcher children are dealing with their mock trial at their school, Bob is confronted by Mort, his neighbor, who asks him if he knows anywhere where they make good food.
Oh, yeah. He's like, here, Mort.
Yeah.
This place where you're eating now.
Because he needs someone to cater his mother's birthday party, and she only eats stuff that has shrimp on
Yeah,
it.
she likes shrimp for her birthday.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, if it's your birthday.
Yeah, I mean, if it's your
get it.
birthday,
I
you
get it.
should be able to eat whatever you want. So basically, Bob is not going to be an option for this party. And another gentleman at the counter finds a hair in his burger.
And Bob is just completely mortified and immediately is like, oh my God, let me comp you. What can I do to make this right? What can I give you? At first he says, let me get you another burger. He's like, I don't think I can eat another burger.
Yep.
Making Bob feel even worse, right?
Yep.
Like, oh God, look what disgusting things have I done to this man.
Yep. But it turns out that this man, so first of all, it's a little sketchy because there's like a brown hair in the burger that does not resemble a hair on the head of any of the known Belchers who would have been in the kitchen or known to be residents of this place. But then they see the following day that he goes into Jimmy Pesto's restaurant and comes out. And so it was really fun kind of to see a team up
of Jimmy Pesto and Bob.
I know.
Yeah, I totally agreed. There was that really funny moment too where I forget Jimmy Pesto's like his bartender. You know who I'm talking about?
Oh yes, I do, and I can't
don't
recall his
remember
name either.
But I wrote down one of his lines. He said something really funny. Oh, I don't even know what it's in reference to, but he said something was eye-opening in a way that I just thought was so cute. He's such a weird character.
Yeah.
He's so intense.
Yeah.
And I loved that we finally got to be on their side.
It's true.
I want to know more about them as people.
I do too, and because again, Jimmy Pesto is painted as being such a loathsome character, and it's most of the time when we do see him in episodes, he's very much in opposition with Bob. And so and I mean, again, it's like Jimmy is still painted like he's still Jimmy Pesto.
Exactly.
But he is able in this episode to sort of ally himself with Bob, because at the end of the day, they're both like restaurateurs and they care about their reputation and their business.
Exactly.
So it turns out that this guy is a
like an impressionist.
An impressionist,
yeah. Like he did, and like not even like recent current impressions.
Right.
He did like Austin Powers,
right,
Mario and Luigi,
yes,
and then Borat, which are the ones that I can recall.
Yes.
Well, he did a really good Borat, though.
He
apparently
apparently so. So they basically decide that they are going to hire him for the birthday party.
See how he likes it when he gives a service and then doesn't get paid for it. Get scammed.
Which that plan ends up backfiring on them in
they already put their
the end,
credit card down.
Yes,
on
apparently
it.
once you pay for that online, it's already done.
I just love it because it's also just like of course Bob and Lena don't really understand how like a
Oh,
transaction
no,
online
I know.
works.
Yes, yeah, it is. It's cute how sort of like old-fashioned they are in a way.
Yeah.
Like I think even Teddy, when they're like looking this guy up, he goes, "Wow, so this is the internet." Like,
Oh, Teddy. Teddy had one of my favorite lines in this too. I just want to throw this out
Yeah.
there. When he was like, "Oh, we would put all of his shoes one size down. We Amelie the guy." I
Yep.
just thought, oh gosh, as a nation, we have to start saying, "Let's Amelie that person."
Yes.
And I think that has to happen.
Yes. But getting back to sort of the A storyline of
Yes.
the kids and the trial.
trial.
As Louise is asking for this mistrial and Judge Conklin is basically agreeing to it, Mr. Frond and Mr. Ambrose are having a very heated discussion in the hallway regarding a stolen yogurt.
It's a crime of passion fruit, says Zeke, and we are led into the best version of what I think is like. I'm trying to think of other like cartoon court dramas.
Yeah, I don't.
And I'm not thinking.
Yeah, I'm sure there were episodes
Yeah.
on The Simpsons and
of
stuff,
course.
but
I
yeah.
can think of a million times they've been in court.
Sure.
But, like not. Yeah, it's never. Well, I guess the Burns trial was kind of like a
Yeah,
mystery. But this
yeah.
one was so mysterious. It was so well like laid out.
I agree. I
loved it.
I really didn't know who did it. I didn't even know if I believed Mr. Frond when he was saying he was innocent, especially because so much of that is painted from Louise's perspective, who ends up being his defense attorney because
Right.
she was starting to show some skill as a defense attorney when she was attempting.
basically impressing him by
Yeah.
asking for the mistrial.
Yeah.
Which I really enjoyed as well. You
Yeah.
kinda see the little glimmer, like, oh, I've never heard any. He says, like, no, never. No, a student has never asked for a mistrial on this
Yeah.
before. Interesting.
Yep. So yeah, it was like she ends up being the defense attorney and she has to defend Mr. Frond, whom she hates.
Right. They have history.
Yeah, they
Clear
do.
history. I think the judge even says so at the end.
Yes, but I have to tell you that, like, and I have been so mad at Mr. Frond, and I just really want to know the conclusion of the Mr. Frond and Gail storyline. Like,
situation,
it bothers me so much
we
that has
don't have
never been addressed
closure?
again.
Yes. I'll agree.
Yeah, after, Tina confronted him basically about the fact that he was dating somebody who wasn't her aunt.
Right.
In the episode where they had the lice scare. But yeah, so as much as I have been so mad at him because, like, how could you do that to Gail?
To Gail.
I mean, I legitimately felt like sorry for him in this episode once
Yeah.
he basically, sort of talks Louise into he doesn't really talk her into deciding to continue to defend him, even
Yeah.
though, like, she's very adamant that she wants him to just take a plea bargain and for it to be done.
It's that moment where she finally is like, oh, I can't do this.
Yeah.
It's like kicking a puppy. Like, it's such a beautiful little moment. I
Yeah.
wrote down like a little heart, that moment between her and Frond. It's just so wonderful.
Well, because I mean, he basically is like, I'm wrongly accused of
Yeah.
this thing, and she's like, well, now you know how I feel. You
All the
wrongly
time.
accuse me of stuff all the time, and he's like, really, all the time?
All
She's
the
like,
time?
okay,
It's like,
some of the time, and he's like, well, I'm sorry because this feels awful.
so like headway. Like he's making a step, and that's so important.
Yeah.
And I think that like and that like we had like a little silence there, and I think that silent moment, like after like he says a thing, silent moment.
Yep.
We're growing.
Yes.
Oh, I love
Yes.
it. It's wonderful.
So Louise
Bob's.
agrees that she is going to continue to defend him rather than taking the plea bargain.
Yeah.
And so they sort of set about trying to figure out exactly who did, in fact,
could have, yeah.
eaten the yogurt. Miss Selbo's freaking testimony was hilarious.
Yeah.
I also loved the little detail of like how they had tilted a desk on its side.
Yeah, to imitate the like
stand.
The stand, exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you. I did not have the
Yes,
vocabulary. to pull out
exactly.
stand
Yeah, it's
at that
fine.
point.
And her whole like testimony about like, oh well, I sneak into the teacher's lounge and I pretend to be a teacher,
Yeah.
and also I use this other teacher's cup. I mean, what? Just kidding. I never do that, and I
do
only
that.
drink out of plastic cups.
Of course. Yeah.
And also the like little detail that comes up of how like these yogurts have spoons
Yeah, built
in
into
the lid.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, right. Which which it is implied that is something that Mr. Frond would have known, thus sort of supporting this idea that he is innocent because he would have used the spoon that comes with the yogurt instead of
privy to the yogurt spoon phenomenon.
Yeah. For the yogurt eater on the go or something like that is what Miss Selma said it was.
That's so funny.
I also loved the sort of it was more like an A- storyline or minus. It was very minor, but with Tina on the jury.
And as soon as the judge says you can't talk about this case with anyone else on the jury, she turns to Jimmy Jr. like, forbidden conversation.
I know. She was trying to make this jury way sexier than it actually is to be on a jury. Yeah. I have never actually had to serve jury duty.
Really?
I've been very lucky that every time I've been summoned, it's just been a like, call this number, and then I call and they're like, cool, your jury duty is served.
Wow, really?
Yeah,
I never knew you could serve jury duty by phone.
Well, yeah, basically like sometimes when you get jury summons, it's like you instead of having to appear in person and get like interviewed, you just call, and some of the people who call this number are called in, and some of the people who call this number are not, and I have always been not. I've been very lucky. I think my luck
real lucky on those die rolls.
Will run out. But I mean, Tina made it look
she
like it's real fun to be on a jury.
I mean, with all that tantalizing conversation,
right.
Who could help themselves?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I love too that like at the end of the actual trial, Tina's like, the jury would have agreed with this if we'd talked to each other, which we didn't. So
they didn't even get to do kind of anything. Tina and. Thoughts on Gene's accent? Accent is his southern lawman.
I liked that Gene like was trying to adopt this whole new like lawyer persona.
Yeah, I was like, where are you getting this, Gene? He gets so many references that are so many like. I feel like Gene gets references that are not references that he, being his age, should get all the time. But I was like, are you doing like Foghorn Leghorn? Like, who is this southern? Are you doing like Kill a Mockingbird? Are you doing the Atticus Finch character? Like,
yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, was maybe like an Atticus Finch thing. Yeah.
If you have theories about who he was impersonating, tweet at us.
Yeah,
I want to know.
I know, and I'm like looking at the like trivia for the episode, and it doesn't say like there's no like, it's not like a specific reference to Few Good Men or anything like that. But
I gotta know.
I mean, it opened up with Gene in the suit and
that's where
shorts that strongly resembled just underwear.
The costume informed his performance.
It did. And I mean, Gene is nothing if not committed.
Right, very true.
But not committed enough to win this trial, because Louise manages to figure it out based on the fact that a spoon was left on the water fountain, and it's the squirty fountain. And
based on where it was thrown away, who had access to it. Also, I love that this is just such a small joke, but I love the throwaway joke of, just as all of the teachers were leaving for their second jobs. Yes. And it's like, oh, America's schools.
I know
so good.
No, that was really
good.
It was a very good. That was a little zinger there. And it turns out that good old Judge Conklin, who was conducting this mock trial for the past several days, was actually the one who ate the yogurt
all along.
Yep.
That guy. I love it, because I love the idea of these weird, eccentric, mad geniuses almost.
Yeah.
Who are like, yes, find out the secrets, my pets. Like, watching a chess game almost.
Yep.
He did that perfectly. He was essentially that character. I also loved how gracefully he accepted, I will now wear this big sign, as was the agreement. I have a date later. It'll be a great icebreaker.
The signs that Tammy and Jocelyn made. And Tammy
turned out so good.
And Tammy was like, they're all right. They're fine.
So good. Jocelyn really was proud.
She was really proud of the work that she did. It's very true. But then it was really funny because Ms. Jacobson, who was the one who brought him in to do the Snow White trial, was like, wait, you were the one that ate you knew the answer to this all along, and you instead were like, let's have a 2-day trial. Nope. Yep. You didn't.
And she's like, kids, don't tell your parents what happened over the last 2 days.
Yep.
Okay. I hope that worked, because that's That's a bummer for her.
It is a bummer for her as a teacher to bring somebody in and have them
be like a mad genius.
Yeah,
okay.
I mean that's really what it was like he was sort of a mad genius, but I think that like he was sort of a parallel to Louise, who's sort of a mad genius in her own right.
You're absolutely right. Like in the beginning of the first trial, she was just kind of being bored, like essentially asking for the mistrial only because she's like, all right, well, I'm bored of this, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I see it.
Anything else you want to bring up before we start to bring a close to things here?
Gosh, the only other thing is the screenplay, Mrs. Doubtwater.
Oh, yes.
The prequel.
Yes.
It's a prequel.
That was amazing.
Ugh, loved it.
Yeah.
It's just a solid episode.
Yeah.
Really fun.
Yeah.
Improvement from last
Definitely
last
an
week.
improvement from last
Felt
week.
good.
I liked all the shade between Mr. Ambrose and Mr. Frond.
Oh, me too.
And also, the only burger of the day. First of all, no opening credits.
They skipped right to it.
This is the only episode that hasn't been like a season premiere or a holiday special that hasn't had opening credits, apparently.
Interesting.
And then... other than that, the only burger I got was "It's my Havarti and I'll cry if I want to," which is very,
I love that.
which is a good thing to wrap this episode up on.
Absolutely.
Next episode is happening next week. It looks like we're consistently airing for the next few weeks, so there'll be an episode on the 12th, on the 19th, and on the 26th.
Fantastic.
And the 12th is my birthday.
Oh my gosh,
so
next time it's birthday time for Emma
it's
Fyffe.
true.
Bring your
So,
tweets, bring your love.
It looks like it's going to be an episode about Gene and chocolate. So, hey,
Yes.
I mean, that sounds like a birthday episode to me. Andrew, where can the people find you?
Find me online on Twitter at Andrew Mena and tweet at me, won't you?
And I'm Emma Fyffe. I can be found all over the internet at my name, Emma Fyffe, EMMAFYFFE. Doing a whole bunch of stuff, still doing Star Wars Rebels here at AfterBuzz TV as well.
Yeah.
You can check that out right before the Bob's Burgers after show. We
Go
always
back in time.
We share, so get in a time machine and go watch that. No, just watch it on YouTube later or listen to it on iTunes. Also, on Friday nights over on Hyper RPG's Twitch channel, that is twitch.tv/hyperrpg. You can see me every Friday night at 9:00 p.m. Pacific time playing Pencils and Parsecs. It is a Star Wars RPG show,
Tabletop.
and it is really, really fun. You guys should check that
rad.
out. Thanks so much for joining us, guys. We will see you all again next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.